ability to say no to these more tempting opportunities will also result in how successful you are at accomplishing the goals that you set out to accomplish. Imagine you could achieve all the success you want to while doing less. That would be a great thing, right? And this is exactly what I will talk to you about in this video. With the power of single tasking, you can get to hit your goals quicker and without that much effort. While the world praises multitasking, I think there's a lot of power in focusing on one thing for an extended period of time. And I'll show you why in this video. Dedicating your effort to one thing for an extended period of time means you're not going from one thing to another trying to get them all done. And when you focus on this one thing without all the additional distractions, you can invest all your energy into getting that thing accomplished. At the same time, when you go from one thing to another, there's also the time it takes to focus on this new task. It takes time to focus and get up to speed with where you were before, and this constant change from one task to another leads to you not doing a lot of things and being real distracted at the same time, which is not a good recipe for success. If you want to take on single tasking, there's one thing that is very important, and that is choosing the right tasks to focus on. You need to prioritize and decide what are the tasks that will give you the most bang for your buck. And one of the best ways to do this is to think about the ROI, the return on your investment. If there are 10 tasks that you could be doing and you can only focus on one, which is the task that will move the business forward the most, which is the task that will give you the most returns for the least amount of work, and asking and answering these questions in an honest, objective way is the best way to move forward when you adopt this single tasking frame of mind. Another thing to consider when you are single tasking is that you need to block time. You can't have anyone and anything distract you from getting the job done. And this is more difficult than it might seem. You need to have a time, ideally listed on your calendar, where both you and people that might be inclined to interrupt you, and this might not be coming from a bad place, but people that might have access to you, whether they live in your same house or even have access to you via phone, these people know that you are not available during that time. So time blocking is the first big important piece. Also, eliminate any distractions. For me, I know that if I keep my phone next to me while I am working, I'm more inclined to check it, even though I have turned all notifications off on my phone except for incoming calls and some text messaging apps. There still seems to be a way for my mind to automatically want to reach out to that phone. So eliminate distractions. I keep my phone away from me in a different room when I am working, and that is the best way for me to eliminate these distractions. Having clear deadlines is another big thing that I have found to be useful for me. When there are deadlines, either that I create or created by others, I am forced to get the job done. If I say I'm going to finish something by this time, I know that I will get it done because that is just who I am. At the same time, having this imposed deadline means that I need to sit down and I need to focus. I need to think about how I'm going to get the job done, and it also means that I won't stop until I get it done. And this combination is a great recipe for success when it comes to me getting stuff done in this single tasking frame of mind. Now you might be thinking, why should I single task? Isn't it better to get more things done over the long period of time? And I think the answer is no, because when you single task, when you get better at something, you also become an expert at it. And with this specialized knowledge, you can get more things done quicker, which is the first benefit. And also, you get specialization. And with specialization comes tasks that are created and accomplished faster. They're done more elegantly, and they're done better overall. And in a crowded market where everyone is a jack of all trades and a master of none, I think having the specialized knowledge, which comes from deep work and from understanding that you are single tasking on a specific task, is very important. Even if you're on your own team, you can use this frame of mind, the single task kind of mentality, to inspire others to follow as well. When a whole team is focused on getting the job done, and by job I mean the task that is the most important, you get not only the benefit of you focusing on one thing, but also others that are collaborating and adding their own efforts into the process. And I think that is when you see the most leverage being made. Now, this might all sound well and good when it comes to short-term projects, but the question might be, is this a good long-term way of thinking as well? And I think the answer is yes. If you have goals that you want to accomplish in the long term, focusing for a period of time on them while saying no to other things is the way forward. And that's the thing, you need to say no to other things, because the better you get at something, the more opportunities you will get where you might be inclined to say yes. At every incremental step, these opportunities will look better, will sound better, and will be more tempting. Your ability to say no to these more tempting opportunities will also result in how successful you are at accomplishing the goals that you set out to accomplish. And finally, I'll just speak about adaptation, because sometimes you need to change your goals. However, there's a big difference between adapting and changing goals because you realize that is the main priority, or just changing goals because you lose focus, because you get distracted. Understanding yourself and looking inwards in a way that allows you to see things objectively is a very important skill to develop. There are times when the shiny object syndrome hits all of us. In that case, being able to focus on one thing and doubling down on the efforts that you're making on that thing is crucial. At other times, when you've tried different things and nothing seems to be working, you might need a different point of view. You might need someone's opinion that has been there and done that. At other times, there are opportunities, there are situations where it might make sense to shift focus. However, I feel that for most people in most situations, it's more a question of doubling down and focusing on one thing rather than shifting priorities to something completely different. There's a lot of power in single focusing on one specific thing. You get better at it, you are able to accomplish it in a faster time, and you're able to do that task at a much higher quality. And when you combine these things over the long period of time, this is how you win. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And in the meantime, if you want to get started with your freelancing business, check out the link in the description. I share with you my checklist that will allow you to do so. I'll speak to you soon.